global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. By now, those very close to Peter Obi should be singing a lot of things into his ears. A lot has been said. A lot he is saying. A lot of Nigerians believe that it's about time it takes a break. And in a moment, you're going to find out why they said what they said and how sensible it is right now, as things are getting a bit strategic and not just media outreaches. And again, Deji Adeyanju, the human rights activist, seem to be in the wrong books again. It looks like someone again has caught a lie he made against Peter Obi some hours ago. He made very bold statements about Peter Obi, saying that why he can never, or why he stopped rooting for Peter Obi. And he said some very strong allegations that those who were in the meeting have decided to expose it all. The question is, what is going on? Why is everyone seeming to score cheap goals against Peter Obi? And I think going forward, based on what a lot of Nigerians are saying, Peter Obi really needs to take a technical move now. Well, before we go to the newspaper to wrap up all this into one, would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's start with what Deji Adeyanju said and what a journalist accused him of, literally exposed him of what he said or what he didn't say or what Peter Obi did not say. Honestly, this is really discouraging and disheartening. Let's go straight into the news. Well, Deji Adeyanju has come under fire from a Nigerian journalist, that's Ike Abonyi, for his remark regarding Peter Obi. The activist said on social media that he was no longer supporting the Labour Party, that's LP nominee for president. Ebonya claimed in a statement on Tuesday that the justification Adeyanju provided was a falsehood. Uche, secondary spokesman, expressed sadness about having disagreements with her body, but said that he cannot keep quiet and allow lies to flourish. My God, how bad is it? He didn't stop there. He went further to expose more. Adeyanju tweeted that he had quit backing Obi, that's backing Peter Obi, after learning that the latter, that's Peter Obi, had used funds from Anambra State to invest in a family business. I quote Adeyanju. He said, okay, I quote them. He said, I was at the meeting Deji had with Obi. That's secondary spokesperson now talking. He said, I was at the meeting Deji Adeyanju had with Obi. I was there all through, and I left with him. After almost 3 hours of candid talk, Abonya said in response, Obi was recounting his life experiences, both inside and outside of government, none of which were novel because he had already made identical points in public. Did Deji and Obi reconnect? You are free to donate to whatever you want without all these absurd blackmails, which astounded me. The former governor is not searching for a job from All Progressive Congress APC. That's the presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Abonye informed Adeyanju. Adeyanju is on record multiple times declaring Obi to be the best candidate and had publicly encouraged Obi to abandon PDP, the editor wrote. The social commentator is entitled to change his mind, but should not base that on what is not accurate, Abonye emphasized, according to the news. Well, this is really sad because this is about the second time Deji Adeyanju will make a remark and swallow his words. Honestly, this is beyond him. I mean, this is belittling him. Peter Obi has never said, in fact, when people even put it on him, he explains himself. What is all this? Cheap records. But now, let's find out why Nigerians believe that Peter Obi really needs to take a break from a lot of social media interviews. Look at the likes of Atiku Abubakar, only one interview, and it's even pre-recorded. The likes of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu have not granted any. And does he have followers? Yes, they all do. Okay, I'm not saying that he shouldn't, but I believe, personal opinion now, I believe it's about time for him to have what we call a media person. someone who will be going for the interviews, and who probably have his mindset, who would be able to speak one or two things about him, or have the same inkling or knowledge with him. May not necessarily speak like him, but at least they'll be on the same page, so to speak. Because for every time he keeps appearing on the media, always, I think he actually belittles himself. Because right now, nobody else is talking. Yes, some person said that's his strength. He should be talking more because he has economic strength. But don't forget, at some point he would goof because he's not encyclopedia. He doesn't know all. At some point he will goof. At some point some media recordings would misquote him, misinterpret him, and all that, which may not be too good for his image. Like they say, more is less, less is more. Okay, but let's go straight into the news to find out what Nigerians are saying about this. Well, just yesterday, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, was live in Channels television with show where he talked about matters regarding how his political life has been a miracle, why he didn't inform Atiku before leaving PDP, tackling security, and what he would do to the educational sector. This wouldn't be the first time Peter Obi will be speaking live on TV, which has always generated mixed reactions. A lady who goes by the name Abang Mercy, who's also a journalist, took to her social media page to advise Peter Obi on the need to take a break from media rounds. According to Mercy, she wrote, and I quote, Peter Obi needs to take a break from media rounds. I know this and what it does to you. It gets exciting and you get burnt. The media will wear you out. Let the face of your movement campaign take the lead now. To face the media, get a representative who understands the message. This is from an experienced person talking, and I think she's almost saying the same thing that the likes of Aisha Yusufu said, but this time around in a different language. And I think Peter Obi, honestly, shouldn't learn by mistake. He shouldn't learn by experience, life experience. I think he should start listening to some of his more experienced supporters. They love him a great deal. The question is, how many times have you seen Asiwaju go on media? He tried once or twice. He goofed very seriously, and they have stopped allowing him to do all the media talks. Instead, it's media personnel are the one doing all the talks. And if you ask me, Nigerians seem to have a lot of views on this. Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians very quickly. This one here says, too much talk brings too much lies. He told Nigerian yesterday that he was the first governor to be impeached. The first governor to be impeached was actually Ladoja of Oyo State. But he meant the first governor that was impeached and also went back. I think that's what he meant. Okay, let's continue. I guess you didn't get the total info. All right, this one here says, I think you're right and also wrong. You notice the other candidates are shying away from the media because of so many scandals around them, and they don't really have much upstairs to engage about. Unlike, okay, Atiku appeared on the Arise News, and the anchors declared that Atiku was very blunt on several issues. Peter Obi has raised the bar for issues based on politics for 2023, and others are trailing behind. Also, Peter Obi is coming from a relatively obscure background, and Labour Party that's not been on the front burner. So he's too close. He needs to close all the gaps to catch up. Also, Peter Obi needs to be careful with very delicate questions. He needs to deploy more diplomatic tact. Honestly, to a great extent, they both are talking. Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians. We have already heard them all. Let's interact with your take. Do you have a